Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So what was very cool yesterday was I did this video, as I do every day, praise God, and kind of a natural grass, as in plants, roots movement came from it. And it was kind of funny because we ended up saying that we needed some R&R, which is not to suggest rest and relaxation, though that is super important. R&R stood for raw food and rebounding. And that is so cute. So in just thinking of the 100-day commitment to the best version of ourselves in the new year, some people said, hey, I'm in for being raw the entire time and rebounding every single day, which you've got to love. So some people are just like, what's this raw thing? And what's the deal? And what does it matter if I have cooked food? And how obsessed are you guys? And gosh, Juliana, are you just like, you know, totally rigid and no, and double no. Okay, no. What it is that I have too much lusciousness on this body, and I've had a lot of ailments that I know can be healed by eating fruit and vegetables. So if you go raw, you may actually realize, if you would reflect on it, that you already eat almost all raw food anyway. You may already eat a bunch of fruit. You may already eat a bunch of vegetables and large salads and fresh chopped vegetables. You may already eat snacks like celery and, you know, baby carrots and things that are all raw, okay? And then, of course, you add other things. My goal a couple months ago, I actually went for, like, I made it 54 days. And then for some reason, I can't remember what provoked me, I ate something that wasn't raw. So let's just say I had like pasta or something. And in doing that, it totally made me cray and want a bunch of carbs. And then I've been tripping my way. Yes, I've stayed vegan. I'm thrilled for that. But I know for my body, my best way for healing and letting go of excess weight and, you know, just feeling vibrant is with raw food, And let's define that, because it's actually anything that's under 118 degrees. So you could certainly warm up a soup in your Vitamix if you have one, you know, and keep it at 118. You most certainly can do a dehydrator, which I love to do. I make phenomenal wraps, right? I have great spinach wraps. I have great apple wraps, which I've shared on this channel. And it was really hard for me to do at first, but I've become a natural over time. And I just keep them under 118 degrees so that none of the nutrients are compromised. So those are a couple of ways. Some people like to saute a little bit in some hot water. There are ways to keep things raw to preserve the nutrients. So as people were chatting back and forth, suddenly it evolved into, how about raw and rebounding? And you know what? You may not have a rebounder, and that's okay. Maybe you're a runner, and that can be your R. I don't know. But for people who have a rebounder, which again is just a mini trampoline, and there's so many of them, and you know, you could get an inexpensive one at Walmart or Big Five or Dick's Sporting Goods. And I got a really good one that was actually a 48-inch one and had a support bar for only 80 bucks. And it served me really well. And I've started to step up to another one, which is called the Bellicon. It's kind of the limousine of rebounding, which I was trying to get my head around. But I did that because I decided that after nearly a year of rebounding, that is a phenomenal exercise for me, and that it's something I can maintain, and wanted to get a quality product that would stay with me. So one of the ones that I had, which was called an Asher, I think it was A-C-H-E-E-R, Asher, maybe. No, Ancher, sorry, it was A-N-C-H-E-E-R. Was really good at first, and I rebounded it to death. And even though it was totally soldered with steel, the leg broke off. Oops. So then I ended up getting another one, which was called something Sport. It was very cool. I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods for $80, and again, it had a support bar, which I like. And that was actually doing fine. It was doing fine, but I was getting kind of sore. You got to remember, I weigh like around 200 pounds. I haven't actually weighed myself. I'm thinking I'm below that because when we started this quest, my pants were a size 18, and now they're a semi-loose 14, which could suggest that I am below 200 pounds now, which would be fabulous. But I am not going to weigh myself until January 1st because my goal was to get to goal weight. And though it may not be true that day, I will be far closer. And, you know, that's still 98 days from now. So anyway, I just think to actually stay raw long enough to see the results, long enough to want to, right? Long enough to want to, long enough to find a rhythm where you can problem solve in the moment instead of hanging out in regret and then backing up and going, what could I have done differently? Forget it, man. Do it in the moment. Do it now. Live now, right? And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like so tired of the excuses. I'm so tired of the backtracking. I'm so tired of, you know, feeling sabotaged by whom? Oh, that would be me. So I'm sabotaging myself, right? No one has power over me. I'm a grown-up. But I get into my little kid and I readily give my power away, and I don't want to do that anymore. So what's true for me is that every single day I find myself desperately seeking Susan. No, sorry. You probably don't even know that reference. It's an old Madonna movie. Forget it. Anyway, having to outrun my head, because it seems like at some point every single day I get into this obsessive mindset of wanting to order pizza but make sure it's vegan, wanting to, you know, have pasta, but can I justify the sauce? Like all that stuff. It doesn't matter if I'm in the middle of teaching. It doesn't matter if I'm driving, whatever it is just this ongoing cycle that's just beating me down. And it's been a miracle that I've been able to not act on that. And a lot of the times at night, I'll already have a plan for whatever my food is, which technically I should write down the day before so that, you know, it's already ingested into my mindset. But what I do is I will kind of overplan my food because I get scared if I don't have enough food. So I'll go ahead and allow myself to have banana and ice cream for dessert, or some kind of, you know, blended fruit or something, whatever it is. I pick something sweet because I'm just like dying for it. But what I find is that I almost never need that. I give myself the right to it. But if I eat a hearty salad and have fun things in it, like maybe I'll have some sliced up corn in it, or just something fun. I'm not a nuts girl. I don't even do raw nuts or anything. I know some people use them for dressings, but because you have to soak them and stuff, I don't even have the courage to do that. Occasionally, I will put something like chia seed sprinkled with some raisins, maybe, like something crazy like that. I certainly, unlike many people who cannot do melon, they want melon all by itself. I put melon in stuff. I make a salad and I put in watermelon with it if I want, along with all those vegetables. I put in cantaloupe. I don't think anything of it, and it's delicious and wonderful. I think what's puzzling is that people say that, and I get it. I get that melons in particular digest so quickly that it can be a bombo combo, which is something Tanny Raw says. And Tanny Raw is a phenom on every social media platform. You can look her up, but she'll say that something is in a bombo combo because the food combining inevitably is going to back up in your system if you are eating things out of order. It doesn't mean you're limiting what you're eating, but if you're eating a hearty vegetable meal followed by fruit, and vegetables take 3 to 5 hours to digest and fruit only takes an hour and a half or 2, you're going to probably feel bloated or backed up because that fruit is trying to ream its way through and it can't get through. But that is a whole nother story. What I'm just saying is, for me, I sometimes will add a sweet component. Like tonight, for instance, I had a great salad, and I was going to eat that banana and ice cream and everything, because sometimes it's hard for me once I have a plan to not act on that plan. And then I was like, wait, I know I have watermelon cut up, and the watermelon's going to be far less calories, and it'll be much lighter than banana and ice cream. Why don't you have some, watermelon? So I went ahead and got a bowl of watermelon, and it was delicious and wonderful. And I know that I'm still up for several hours because of how much homework I have. And I don't believe I'll be affected by that. Instead of the extra calories, I went with just a bowl of watermelon, and I'm going to be having some tea because the kitchen is very much closed. And I don't know if that'll work for you. You're going to have to find your rhythm and whether your body responds to a bumbo combos. But it never seems to affect me. I joke about having a steel stomach. For now, that's okay. So anyway, the exciting news is that you can be part of our raw and rebounding commitment for the last 98 days of the year. Or you could certainly find your own. But that was a fun one that just kind of naturally evolved out of conversation, and I'm stoked about it. So I will be getting on that rebounder. And when you get on that rebounder, there's already Dawn's Happier Rebounder Challenge, which most of us are already in. There's even a third rebounding challenge, which some people are doing. But this was just another commitment where we're not only rebounding, but we're choosing raw food until the new year and for the rest of our lives, but for the momentum of getting to the new year. For me, 20 minutes. Tanny Raw always says she never does more than 20 minutes. And granted, she's a super active person in her daily life, but so am I. I always get in 10,000 steps or more. Plus, I do that rebounding, so maybe 20 minutes is enough. I am kind of making up some for my Dawn's Rebounder Challenge because that was for the whole year, and I did hundreds of days, but I have, because of different injuries and changing up my rebounder, slipped in the last couple of weeks. But I am back on. I'm just doing less, like 5 minutes yesterday, maybe 10 today, because I immediately got on, overdid it, and realized that I had not exercised my core. And the amount of pain in those muscles when they said, wait, what? What the heck did you just do? Was scarily unbearable for me. So I am chilling and doing a little less. And it's never about age for me. I mean, I know some people should say it is, but I don't even understand age. My name's Juliana, and that means eternal youth, and I will stay in that mindset. All right, my friends, that was a lot and very quick. I'm talking a bunch because I've got to get back to my report cards. But until we talk again, like if you like, subscribe if you haven't, and best of all, know that I pray for you and that you're blessed.